Good morning and good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Before Coffee. It is Friday, which means that's right. We have our Friday news dump. We're going to tell you all the news you need to hear about before the weekend so you don't have to doom scroll and worry about it. Don't look at the news. Go outside. Go to the beach. If you're living in Australia, snuggle up warm against the fire and don't doom scroll. Go watch a movie or something. This is the first and only international game show, Before Coffee, a father and daughter news podcast where we look up our stories right before the show starts. We just got caffeine in our body and we're learning to read and speak live on stream. Let's get into those Friday headlines and spin that segue wheel. Today on Friday's News Dump. The fall of an electrical cable and dry vegetation due to extreme heat among the causes of the fire in Andalucía. Plus, police officer in a hospital after Morocco fan disorder in London following World Cup defeat. At least according to this story.
And Bonnie Tyler, once called the female version of Rod Stewart, is mourned by celebrities, including Rod Stewart. Plus, the huge John Deere settlement is a win for the right to repair movement.
Proposed EU options to sanction Israeli settlements include partial or total trade ban. Plus, the EU tells Meta to change its app's addictive design or face fines.
And are the flock cameras watching you? You have no way of knowing, and they are becoming one of the scourges of American society. I'll have a couple of stories about that.
In my culture news, Sir Anthony Hopkins signs a recording contract and drops first single at 88. That's right, it's never too late to start a new venture.
Yes, and I hope they serve fava beans and a light Chianti at that opera, right? And it's National Kitten Day. Oh, it's National Clarihew Day. That's right. That's our big day today. It's National Clarihew Day. So we're disposing of the wheel. We're going to only do Clarihews today. It is Friday, July 10th, 2026 on Before Coffee.
I told you you're going to need to remind me because I was also going to forget. See, so I don't know why you think I can remind you. I have so much stuff going on in my life. I don't remember what I'm doing at the time, let alone
whatever it works.
Clarihews.
Still worked. I don't know. Still remembered it. Clarihews, again, is a limerick. It's basically a limerick without the last line. That's what we arrived at.
So basically, you can write a limerick and then just not end it. There you go. And then it just leaves you completely disappointed.
Yeah, you probably should give it an. You probably should give it an ending. Don't cut out the ending. Give it an ending. Yeah, give it an ending in the fourth line.
No, I'm torturing everyone with my poetry today.
Okay, well, hope you can over on that promise. All right, let's.
Well, let's get into our first story. Even. Oh, there's a spider crawling on my skin. I was like, what is that? Come here, spider. Go anywhere else but on me. No. Okay. Yes. No. It's okay. Go on the candle. No. It's like, no, but I love you. It's trying to get off me, but then it can't get off.
Okay.
The spider. Well, I have a spider on my skin. Oh, there we go. I made a travel line. Okay. Get off
all
me.
Your arachnophobes are freaking out.
Spider! They can't even see it. The spider is so small you couldn't even see it. Okay, my first story is coming from. My first story is coming from Andalucía, in which there has been a terrible fire. This is on Il Fatto Quotidiano, an Italian paper, by the newsroom. The flames resulted in at least 11 deaths and 8 injuries, 4 of them serious. Evacuated about 1,000 people, 19 are still missing. The authorities among the victims there could be mainly foreigners. So foreigners in the Andalusian forests who sadly lost their lives to this fire. It was the fall of an electric cable that triggered the devastating fire that hit Andalucía in the province of Almería, Spain. This was reported by the Counselor for the Presidency and Emergencies of the Andalusian Regional Council, Antonio Sanz, according to which the origin of the fire would be linked to the failure of a power line near kilometer 511 of the national road N340A in the area of Los Gallardos. According to some testimonies collected by the rescuers, the cable would have fallen on the dry vegetation, made even more vulnerable by recent extreme heat waves that had affected Spain, causing the flames to trigger. The fire was reported at 16.35 yesterday after the 1112 emergency service received over 150 alarm calls. The confirmed deaths are 11, but it's a number that could still grow. Regional authorities have scaled back the previous count of 12 deaths, pointing out that the number could still undergo further changes given the complexity of the shutdown and research operations. Among the victims, according to the first investigations, there could be mainly foreign citizens, at least 4 British. Antonio Sanz explained that investigators are working on 2 main scenarios. 4 people would have died inside a car, while 7 other victims would lose their lives in an attempt to get away from the front of the fire, seeking an escape route through the smoke after abandoning the indicated evacuation routes. So it sounds like here, loss of oxygen, right? So nobody burned to death, they just lost oxygen and stopped moving. That's what happens when your body has no oxygen. 8 people were injured. Smoke inhalation, that's what it's called, smoke inhalation. 8 people were injured, 4 of them in serious condition for burns reported. There are also 19 missing persons reported by authorities. About 1,000 residents were forced to leave their homes. 122 people were welcomed in facilities set up in the municipalities of Lublin, Gararucha, after the evacuation of the Baydar area. Rescue operations continue non-stop. About 500 operators are engaged on the ground, including firefighters, soldiers of the Military Emergency Unit, UME, and Guardia Civil, with support of 16 aircraft. The president of the Council of Andalucía, Juan Manuel Moreno Bonilla, called the fire in rapid evolution, and particularly difficult to manage due to the conformation of the territory and the presence of scattered homes. A lot of people living in the forest, right? This isn't like a suburb. People are just out there living in the forest and they're trying to get people out. So let's hope the fire, what was it like the last month of, was it last week? I don't know. At some point we had Firefighters Day, Wildfire Fighters Day. So let's continue giving those guys support as they fight this fire in Spain. That's my story.
Do some speed reading there, man. Okay, so I lost my glasses. I don't know how I lose my glasses sitting in one spot.
Are you sitting on them?
I don't even know. Oh, here they are. Here they are. All right, here they are.
That's good.
Evacuations for Spanish fires probably started by burning tires. The rescues returned, pulling out people so they don't burn.
Great.
And I don't know the name of that section of the world you just said that was in.
Andalucía?
I think he said it like 5 times and then never said it again. You're going to say it again. You're going to say it again. But nothing rhymes with that anyway. So next story.
My next story is about football hooliganism. That's right. It was bound to happen sooner or later as we get closer and closer to the final of the World Cup. People are going to get angrier and angrier about, my team that I wanted to win lost. This is from Nicole Wooton-Kane on The Independent. A police officer has been injured following violent disorder in West London after Morocco's World Cup quarterfinal defeat to France. That's the last, was Morocco the last non-colonizer? 4 people have been arrested after a crowd set off fireworks and threw debris at officers in Edgware Road on Thursday, which would have been the 9th of July, police said. Videos show fans clashing with dozens of police officers in full riot gear as disorder spilled into the road. The Metropolitan Police said one officer had been taken to hospital with head injuries after he was hit with what is believed to be a glass bottle. Source said the violence broke out after crowds began to block a road in northwest London following Morocco's 2-0 loss to France in the high-stakes World Cup game. A lot of people lost money, maybe. They added that the incident then escalated as rioters began throwing bottles at police and set off fireworks with more officers deployed in the area. And unfortunately, we'll never know who actually escalated it because it just happened. On Friday morning, which is today, the 10th of July, a force spokesperson said police will not tolerate attacks on officers and that they will be reviewing CCTV footage to bring those responsible to justice. No other injuries were reported. Metropolitan Police spokesperson said, one officer has been injured and 4 people have been arrested following disorder in Edgware Road. Officers were initially called after a group of people congregated in the road and blocked traffic. The incident then escalated with the group throwing bottles and setting off fireworks. As a result, further officers were deployed to the area. One officer was taken to the hospital for head injuries. It is believed he has been hit by a glass bottle. No other injuries were reported. Officers remain in the area and made 4 arrests for violent disorder, with the group dispersing in road reopening from around 1 a.m. on the 10th of July. We will not tolerate such disorders on our street or attacks on our officers. We'll be reviewing CCTV footage and circulating on social media to ensure all those responsible are brought to justice. So, I think this is, oddly enough, a positive because there have been way more violent hooliganism, especially when it comes to football. I mean, for losses and victories and all sorts of things. So, 1 injury, sadly something to celebrate. And I do want to cover the story about the competition, the football game. They're mostly making this into a Mbappe versus Messi scenario. They were beaten by 2-0 by France in the semi-final. They suffered the same thing in 2022. France is pedaling forward towards a 3rd successful final with a 3rd assist of the tournament, enabling Ousmane Dembele to seal a deserved victory. That's what they say here on the Independent, anyways. 4 days earlier, in Philadelphia, Mbappe had laughed off Paraguayan provocation. This time, he was flustered more by officials than the opponents, as he was delayed by a needlessly long VAR check to ratify the award of the spot kick. The wait stretched at 3 minutes to confirm that he made it, and at 12 seconds after a stuttering run-up. Mbappe's penalty was a tame side foot. Benu held it easily. So Mbappe was getting heated, I suppose, but in the end, they ended up winning against Morocco. I mean, they got 0 points, so maybe they had a good defense.
I wonder who decides that FIFA gets to do this all the time. Can't they somebody just come with a new organization that isn't dishonest? I wish it was.
After taking the game to Brazil and the Netherlands, Morocco adopted a very different approach against tournament favorites. Maybe it was simply a recognition that France are a class apart from the rest. Perhaps they took heart from Paraguay's obduracy. Okay, there's your word of the day. Obduracy. Whichever, there was no out-and-out striker. Morocco congested the midfield, looking to crowd out Michael Olise. So there's your short little coverage on that. I'm going to look up what obduracy means, because I've literally never used that word. Obduracy, meaning
person's name.
The quality or state of being obdurate. Oh, thanks. What does obdurate mean? For fuck's sake. I hate when the definitions are. It's the adverb of this word. Okay, can you just tell me what the word means? Stubbornly persistent in wrongdoing. So you know you're doing it wrong, and you continue doing it wrong because you've already decided to do it wrong. There you go.
What is that word that I haven't heard before? What's that called again?
Obdurate.
Obdurate.
A-B-U-R-A-T. Oh, O-B. O-B. Obdurate.
O-B-D-U-R-A-T.
But it's British, so it's obdurate.
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 Whoa, he's been really obdurate. Yeah,
okay,
okay,
exactly
there.
like that.
Okay, Mr.
That's my
Thesaurus.
story.
Mr.
Yeah.
Gay. Pull out words.
We were talking about football. We better bring in a word from your A levels or some shit. Continue. Give me your
Don't you
poem.
know, America rightly named it our sport football because we play almost exclusively with our hands, which is really hilarious. Anyway, the only time we kick is when we're failing, right?
Yeah.
So FIFA, again, which is horrible. Here's my Clarihew. FIFA is corrupt and dishonest, rigging the games for the U.S. as promised, giving out fake peace prizes, and the hooligans' racism is no surprises. Why'd you sad trombone me, man?
Because they failed.
Oh, I gotcha. FIFA and failure, they're synonymous. They're synonymous. FIFA and failure. Oh yeah, it was real successful. Awful World Cup.
Let's go to your story.
Okay, so we're all Clarihews today. So no problem with the wheel. And I don't need my glasses. This is AP News. Bonnie Tyler has passed away. So she had a few hits. She had a couple of number one hits. Maybe 3 or 4 even. But the big one was the one in Total Eclipse of the Heart. But her first one was actually got her confused with Rod Stewart, believe it or not. Is that Rod Stewart? It sounds like Rod Stewart. Is it the female Rod Stewart? APnews.com. Bonnie Tyler tributes Catherine Zeta-Jones, Rod Stewart mourn. Celebrities across the entertainment industry mourn the death of Bonnie Tyler at age 75, expressing affection and admiration for the gravelly voice, Grammy-nominated Welsh pop star. Didn't know she was Welsh. Now I do. Of course, Catherine Zeta-Jones, also Welsh. The singer, best known for her chart-topping power ballad "Total Eclipse of the Heart," died unexpectedly in the hospital in Portugal. Unexpectedly, where she was being treated for an illness. Her family said she was hospitalized in May in Faro, where she had a home for emergency intestinal surgery. So, infection that led to pneumonia, perhaps. She had been placed in an induced coma for a period, but was reportedly improving last month. So it might not be all that much of a surprise. My heart is broken with the news that our dearest Bonnie Tyler has passed away. Bonnie was married to my cousin and has been such a part of my life. We are photographed here together the night before my wedding. So sang and rocked at my wedding. An extraordinary woman with vocals to match. She was one of a kind artist who could easily have been a comedian because she was one of the funniest people I ever met. Thank you, Bonnie, for the joy brought to so many. Sleep tight, beautiful lady. We shall forever keep a welcome in the hillsides of Wales for you. Sending my love to Robert and family. God bless. I think this was from Catherine Zeta-Jones because there's that doesn't even say whose person wrote this. It just says God bless on Instagram. Yeah, the heading doesn't have a person's name. So I guess that was from Catherine Zeta-Jones because she was married to her cousin. So there you go. We shared similar styles of vocalizing, Rod Stewart said. She was a good pal, a true soul stirrer. I sang It's a Heartache every night on tour. I definitely know that. I've heard him singing that. So that's kind of cool that he covered that song. And I will miss you, darling Bonnie. So Bryan Adams, Canadian crooner, had this to say. Dear Bonnie Tyler, passed away. She has such a great voice, and I will always be grateful of her beautiful version of Straight from the Heart. Thanks, Bonnie, R.I.P. Katrina Leskanich of Katrina and the Waves had this to say. I'm so sad, Robert, Bonnie's extended family, and the whole world who loved Bonnie Tyler. She was incredibly fun to tour with, always laughing, warm-hearted, and effervescent. She will never be a voice so instantly recognizable and distinctive. She will be so missed. But like Bonnie, her iconic songs will be in our hearts forever. There should be a little one of them little sick things there because it says sons, not her iconic sons. I don't think her sons are going to be in our hearts forever because we don't know who they are. She has sons. I'm not sure. Kevin Bacon let's not forget that Kevin Bacon was in the Flashdance. Footloose. One of our great voices of rock. I could not imagine Chicken racing a tractor to any other song. The statement to Entertainment Weekly, referencing the use of Tyler's Holding Out for a Hero in his 1984 iconic film, Footloose. That's right, racing a tractor to Holding Out for a Hero. Tony Hadley. So sad to hear about Bonnie Tyler. She was an incredible woman, so kind and friendly to me as a young artist. Over the years, we met several times, and she was always the same Bonnie. Her voice was truly amazing, and standing next to her, you really got to feel her power. A beautiful legend. My sincere condolences to her lovely husband, Bob. People like her husband, Bob, her family, and her wonderful band at this very sad time. Sir Cliff Richard, one last one. Sir Cliff Richard, the British crooner. Another wonderful friend has gone too soon. Bonnie's infectious zest for life. So entertained, so many around the world. It'll be a good friend to all, including me. It was shocking news to wake up this morning. Send my love to her family. So condolences to all the families. And of course, Bonnie Tyler, I think, had a different singing voice at one time, and she damaged it. But that was before she got famous. So there's your quick. Let's have a Clarihew to sum up the
life and times of Bonnie Tyler. The life and times. In a world where her voice is a sore, Bonnie Tyler is singing no more. With her husky sweet tone, in our hearts she is gone.
Gone?
I'm sure Bonnie would have found it really funny.
I hear you.
Welsh people have a good sense of humor.
Right. I love it. Okay,
our hearts she is gone.
Next story, which is
holding the laugh.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad, but again, she lived a life that a lot of people would have wanted to have, right? Wired.com, Boone Ashworth, the FTC has a story. The FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, settlement with John Deere is a huge win for the right to repair movement. On Wednesday, the U.S. Federal Trade Commission announced a settlement with the tractor manufacturer John Deere over a 2025 lawsuit that accused the company of behavior that unlawfully acquired and maintained monopoly power in markets for repair services for Deere farm equipment. The full statement lays out obligations for John Deere's repair services, requiring the company to give farmers and third-party repair shops access to the same equipment and repair resources it provides to official John Deere dealers. This includes software capabilities such as reading and resetting codes and pairing with other software, which customers have long had limited access to, creating delays when diagnosing equipment problems. Well, I'd like to know what's wrong with my tractor as my crop fails, but unfortunately, I get paid for the stupid diagnostic stuff that John Deere has total control over and won't sell it to anybody else, and so my crops are going to fail. Yay! All right, anyway, under the agreement, John Deere will be required to provide this level of access equipment and services for the next 10 years monitored by the FTC. Why only 10 years? Why not forever and ever and ever? I don't get the 10-year thing. After years of fighting for the right to repair, this order gives farmers real hope. Will Cade, a board member of the repair advocacy organization Repair.org, wrote in an email to Wired, but promises on paper must become tools in farmers' hands, and we will be watching implementation every step of the way. Farmers have been fighting against John Deere repair practices for more than a decade, but the FTC began its fight in 2021, led by then-chair Linda Kahn under the Biden administration. You know, Trump administration didn't start this shit. They're all about corporations screwing the little guy. In April, John Deere agreed to pay out $99 million in a separate class action lawsuit brought against the company in 2022. Repair and Commerce consumer advocates say this FTC settlement does far more to help farmers than the payout did. John Deere has maintained that it already has a robust repair resources for its customer, including service manuals and diagnostic equipment. So why did somebody have to sue? Folks, you know what I mean? Why did they have to sue them? What are they suing for if they already had it? Obviously, the people that are buying your equipment are not pleased, so they're suing you. You understand that part, right? It's like these corporations are totally clueless. Well, we did all we're required to. We're legal. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. You're supposed to be helping your customers, not making them spend more money and treating them like shit. In John Deere's press release, the company says the settlement is aligned with what it's been doing all along, saying the agreement reinforces Deere's continued innovation towards more flexible repair options. It does not in any way reinforce or continue anything, or they wouldn't have to take you to court. So stop lying. The consumer advocacy group USPIRG issued a statement about the settlement, citing the organization's 2022 official complaint to the FCC about John Deere's repair policies. We should be able to fix our own stuff, wrote PIRG's Right to Repair campaign director Nathan Proctor. This settlement from the FTC gives farmers more and better option to repair their equipment. Is a win for farmers and all of us who want a more fixable world as we repeat the 3 R's: repair, recycle it, or repurpose. Not replace. Well, we got to replace, but you should repurpose. Let's have a Clarihew about fixing tractors and combines.
And a slight side tangent here. This is also a problem with computers. For a while, they've kind of reversed on it now, but for a while, a lot of computers did not have the right repair. You have to send your computer to the company who manufactured it. You couldn't send it to a cheaper repair shop down the street, right? And you have to pay all the shipping, right, to get your already expensive ass laptop or whatever repaired with their expensive ass proprietary things.
Proprietary software.
And not software, hardware. It's like, oh, sorry, you can only get that you can only get that motherboard from Razer. Razer, by the way, is famously the least repairable anything. So if you do buy Razer, don't expect to ever repair it or get it repaired. It's just gonna break and throw it in the trash because they're famously bad at this. But yeah, that's just an example of how it touches every single part of life, not just your tractors, right? The right to repair belongs on every single thing in your life. Anyways,
I just want to point out repairing implies that something's broken on your tractor. How is it the farmer's fault that the shit failed, right? Hey, go ahead.
Also, that's just the stuff that just happens. Wear and tear is a thing, and you know what you can do with a tear? You can sew it back up. You can't do that on a tractor.
Well, you need the proprietary software to find out what's wrong.
Exactly.
So they only let you have it. So there you go.
In a world filled with shiny new things, let's repair what our old treasures brings. With a stitch and a glue, we can make it like new.
Hey, nice. I like it. All right, I have no more stories. Your turn.
My next story is coming from the EU. This is my EU section of Friday News Dump for anybody not keeping up with EU news. This is from Jack Power on the Irish Times. The European Union could introduce a partial or total ban on trade coming from illegal Israeli settlements, or levy prohibitively high tariffs on imports, including, according to a confidential paper circulated to national governments. The European Commission, the Union's powerful executive arm, has presented options for governments detailing how the EU could penalize Israel for the continued expansion of settlements in the West Bank and other occupied Palestinian lands and just unabated genocide. I didn't say that's not in this article, but that's what they're doing. The internal paper, seen by the Irish Times, said options include an EU-wide ban on trade coming from illegal settlements, to levy steep tariffs on any goods sold into the European market, or set up a licensing system controlling and restricting imports. Where did this come from? The West Bank. From Israeli settlement. Okay, well, it's not allowed in the EU. Goodbye, sell it to somebody else. The Commission paper cautioned that EU action against Israel settlements could end up further exacerbating political extremist position in Israel and create hostility toward Israel or a surge in anti-Semitism. Foreign ministers had pressured the EU executive to draw up a series of possible options to curb trade coming from settlements in occupied Palestinian territories, and will discuss the paper in a meeting in Brussels on next Monday, which will be the 15th of July. I lost my point because I had to look at others. The EU could introduce a partial or total prohibition on the import, transit, marketing, and distribution of any goods originating from illegal settlements, the paper said. The Commission's options paper said that the EU could use tariffs as another way to cut off trade with Israeli settlements. These tariffs could be set as appropriately high levels, rendering the import of settlement goods economically unviable and effectively excluding them from the EU market, noted the internal document. The Republic of Ireland, the Netherlands, and Belgium have separately pursued national legislation to ban trade coming from occupied Palestinian territories. Brussels officials said the EU could alternatively introduce an import licensing system for goods originating in illegal settlements, meaning companies would have to apply for a license to export products into the EU market. It is a long-standing EU position to not recognize Israel's sovereignty over territories it occupied since 1967 in the West Bank, East Jerusalem, Gaza, and the Golan Heights. Goods produced in Israeli settlements do not benefit from the terms of an EU-Israeli free trade deal. So this isn't the first time, right? This isn't like, oh, we're finally punishing them. They've always had a bad spot for importing into the EU, and instead are charged tariffs when imported into European countries. The EU is Israel's largest trading partner and accounts for 31% of the country's total trade in goods. The amount of exports from illegal settlements in occupied territories is small, with some estimating suggesting that it only accounts by 0.5% of total trade from Israel to the EU market. The Commission's paper said it was likely there would be ways businesses in Israeli settlements could circumvent any trade ban or restrictions by masking products sold to the EU as exports coming from Israel. The paper said the EU could rely on trade policy to effect ban on tariffs, which would need to be supported by a weighted majority of the 27 national governments, or as foreign policy sanction, which requires unanimous agreement. It is highly likely the Czech and Hungarian governments, two staunch defenders of Israel, would block any proposal that needs the support of 27 member states. Even after they had entire regime change, Hungary would still vote for Israel. Interesting. However, the Commission's paper appeared to question whether the EU could rely on trade powers to effect a ban or restrictions on imports from occupied territories. The proposals would appear to seek to promote a change of conduct of the Israeli government, the document said. I think so. Isn't that what it is, though? Aren't they seeking to promote a change of conduct? Stop invading Palestine, leave them alone, stop killing people with your, government-mandated genocide? The relatively small amount of trade coming from the settlements meant the proposals were not likely to see an attempt at economic regulation, but the pursuit of a foreign policy objective, namely increasing the cost of Israel of expanding illegal settlements, the paper said. So they just want to stop them from illegal settlements. Oh, you want to have a business in an illegal settlement? Well, I hope you're selling to somebody else, because you're not going to be selling to us. It's something. It's not going to change the world, I guess. But it is something. Hello?
I had to mute myself. I was looking up a video, but I did have a Clarihew. That's a good one. You want to hear it?
Go for it.
This is Netanyahu talking, right? This is him. This is what he wrote in response. My special people belong to this special land. You people and your human rights are out of hand. Your boycotts are foolish and ill-advised. We are working on being universally despised.
I love how I didn't play the sound. I love that for me. Anyways.
Yeah, what happened? What was the sound I was supposed to have there?
That to the bow.
Oh, okay.
That was supposed to... There it is. It's a bit late there. And also some golf clapping.
So I did some multitasking. I did two things. So. All right, next.
Okay, my next story is... Yep, it's Friday News Dump. Gotta tell you all the things that are happening so you don't have to worry about it over the weekend. This is also about the EU, which they're telling Meta to change its app's addictive design or face fines. Social media giant engineered platforms to shift the brain into autopilot mode, EU says in new findings. Yep. I I'm sure you know this experience of autopilot mode. It's like when a pop-up comes up on your computer and you automatically say cancel or yes. That kind of autopilot mode, right? Automatically press like, automatically share, automatically do all this stuff. You just keep going, keep scrolling even. This is from Brussels on Politico by Elisa Verdici. The European Commission asked Meta to change the addictive design of its social media platforms, Instagram and Facebook, or risk fines for breaking the EU's online child safety rules. Block's executive issued its findings under the Digital Service Act on Friday, the 10th of July, telling Meta to disable features like autoplay and infinite scroll in its default settings to implement effective screen time breaks. I kind of agree with this because I hate autoplay. Whenever they first added autoplay on Facebook or whatever, I was like, who the fuck thought this was a good idea? You're just scrolling through your friend's feed and suddenly, you're listening to a loud ass concert or something. It's like, oh my god, what's going on? Yeah, and then the worst part is more of your Facebook feed became ads and other people's pages that you don't even follow, right? It became more and more full of shit you didn't want to see. So then that starts auto-playing. Oh, buy this new thing, buy this junk you don't need. Hey, did you know that everyone hates everyone? We should be angry about this. Like, why is this auto-playing? The first thing I ever did in any Meta platforms, I turned off autoplay. Useless feature. Anyways, great for them, I'm sure, but it's useless for actual human development. The Commission considers the Meta needs to implement design changes to both Instagram and Facebook, the EU's executive said in a statement. The Meta findings come just days before an EU panel of experts is set to deliver a recommendation on the 15th of July that will give further momentum to calls for setting a minimum age to use social media platforms. Meta could face fines up to 6% of annual revenue for breaching the digital... Did I say the 15th? I meant the 13th. Yeah, the 13th of July. On Monday, the 13th of July. Meta could face up to fines up to 6% of annual revenue for breaching the Digital Service Act. It fails to meet the Commission's requirements issued today on the 10th of July. The tech giant can now examine the evidence that the EU executive has gathered against it and lay out an official defense. I disagree with these preliminary findings, which don't actively take into account the significant steps we've taken to protect teens, Meta spokesperson Ben Walters told Politico. Walters pointed to teen accounts, which Instagram launched in 2024. These automatically protect teens and put parents in control, he said. The Commission brushed off that defense, saying that these accounts can easily be dismissed and don't provide enough friction. The EU has been investigating Meta since May of 24 over potential breaches of its social media rulebook. The EU executive already accused the company in another set of findings of not doing enough to keep under 13s off its platforms and provide transparency to external stakeholders, because they need to know what the hell you're doing with your money. In its findings on the 10th of July, the Commission found Meta failed to properly assess the risks of addictive design of both Instagram and Facebook, including highly personalized recommendations, autoplay, and infinite scroll, which fuel the user's urge to keep scrolling and shift the brain into an autopilot mode, contributing to unhealthy habits and compulsive use, it said in a statement. Meta hasn't done enough to mitigate these risks, it said. Time management tools are easily dismissed and do not lead to meaningful reduction in control of the usage of the service. Parental controls also require parents to have adequate technical expertise and devote time and effort to understanding the tools, it said. The Commission in February already issued a similar finding against TikTok, alleging it targeted young users with addictive designs. That explains why I suddenly got this reminds me, I got a notification on Threads, which is a Meta platform connected to Instagram, that said, now that you're 18, you can do these things. So I guess they just, in Europe, passed some sort of 18 plus regulation, and it just activated for everyone on the platform. So that was interesting.
Just bots. It's just bots.
What? No, this wasn't a bot thing. This was an actual notification for my account.
Just bots. Yeah. I shouldn't say it's just bots. It's not true. It's 80%.
Not what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking. Not what I'm talking about. I'm confused. Anyways, your Clarihew.
Oh, all right. I have a special Facebook friend. She loves my wit and will be there till the end. She scratches my every itch, and I'm completely aware that it is a catfish. I know it's real. I already know every damn message on Facebook. Some total stranger goes, I really love your commentaries. I wish to be friends with you. Uh-huh. No, you don't. You want to hack my
You don't know me.
That's what you want.
The worst thing we ever did in social media is start following strangers, I suppose. And I mean like actual
Yeah, like, yeah. I don't know what the fuck you are.
All the celebrities should have had their pages like on no comments, no likes, you can't interact with me, but here's what I said, right? And then all the random people should have only been being friends with people they know. And they kept it at that. Yeah.
Facebook's never had any security. They're trying to pretend they do now. They don't.
I mean, Instagram used to be in a way where you'd only see people's posts if we both followed each other. It used to be like a handshake. You had to actually both go, yes, let's follow each other, right? And they changed it a while ago where you can just follow everybody if you have a public account. And I just think, I don't know.
They ruined our elections, so that's all I got to know about Facebook. You're taking ad money from Russia. It's being paid in rubles. Doesn't that make you suspicious? No, they'll take rubles. Of course, they'll take rubles because you're a rich asshole. You don't care where money comes from, but you got to understand that's propaganda. You're just running it uncritically running propaganda from Russia constantly on Facebook and doing nothing about it. And they're still doing it, by the way. They're still doing it. You complain about it, don't matter. They're still doing it. All right. More Clarihews about flock cameras. And I've got, 4 stories, but some of them are probably overlapping. And I'm going to cut them down. So let's do the one about the Georgia deputy charged with losing flock cameras personally track license plates. That's the first one. It's the shortest one. This is WSBT.com. Georgia deputy charged, if you don't know what a flock camera is, those are the guys that send you a ticket in the mail, at least in the United States. I don't know who does it overseas, but the United States, they're spying on American citizens and arresting them for shit they had nothing to do with. And this is continually happening. And it's like, I don't know if this is even a thing. So this deputy in Georgia, this is from Alex Jones. I don't think it's that Alex Jones. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe he went to find another job. It's from Alex Jones of WSBTV. So it's not the Onion either. A Georgia sheriff's deputy is facing charges after she was accused of using flock system for personal reasons. The Greene County Sheriff's Office audited their license plate reader system last month and found that a deputy had been using it outside of official duties. Deputy Quinshaw, she has a apostrophe in the middle, Goss, who is assigned to patrol operations like access the flock system and tracks at least one license plate for 3 months, investigators said. Goss was arrested on Tuesday, charged with violation of oath of office, prohibition of law enforcement, retaining license plate data obtained from automated license plate recognition. Well, she broke the law, she got charged. Here's another story from the same state where it says, this is AJC.com. More Georgia officers arrested for license reader camera misuse, officials say. This is from Taylor Croft, so this is still Georgia. This is Barrow County. This is Metro Atlanta, so we're gonna have different subheadings under this, maybe. Nope, just one. It's about Metro Atlanta. Okay. That's what the heading says, Metro Atlanta. Sheriff in Barrow County also investigating vandalism as public distrust mounts over potential misuse. You can investigate the vandalism all you want. I don't think anybody's going to turn anybody in for this. Several more law enforcement officers have been arrested. This is a July 9th article yesterday, and charged with misusing license plate reader systems this week. Department across Georgia are conducting audits of the flock camera systems use after the company recently introduced an audit assistance tool, which a spokesperson said identifies search patterns that fall outside the agency's normal usage, the AJC reported. Since the audit tool wasn't introduced, multiple departments have announced arrests of officers across the state, signaling a level of misuse that may have previously gone undetected. Oh my God, you guarantee this is being misused. Meanwhile, the Barrow County Sheriff said he's investigating suspected vandalism of the cameras, a felony. Of course it's a felony. Give us a break, okay? Calling it a felony doesn't make us go, oh, we better turn them in, it's a felony. We're still not turning them in. And then everything after this is in another language. Wow. Whoa, that's not even a real language. Wow. crazy. It got scrambled into a bunch of letters. It's actually backwards. It's a mirror image, actually. Somehow, this whole article got mirror imaged the second half of it. Wow, that's crazy. Anyway,
written by AI.
On to the next article. We're going to Minnesota with the flock cameras. We got two more stories. We're cutting them down. We cut that one down by accident, though. Fox9.com has a story. This is probably from Minneapolis TV station. Corin Hogard. A Minnesota man's routine shopping trip turned into a tense encounter with police after a license plate reader error wrongly flagged his car as stolen. Woohoo! Hello, we're going to be suing people. A Minnesota man who reviews cars was involved in a frightening situation after his car was mistaken for a stolen vehicle due to a flock camera error. Joel Fetter of The Drive says he was testing a Range Rover when he and his wife were sworn by law enforcement last week, all due to the flock camera error. Automotive journalist Joel Fetter was leaving Kohl's in Plymouth when he noticed police cars with lights and sirens approaching him in multiple directions surrounding his Range Rover. I see two cops lit up and sirens blasting, coming in backup camera from the passenger side. They look to my left in the glass, and all of a sudden I see two more cop cars coming from the driver's side. So now I'm boxed and pinned, and I got four cop cars, lights going, for a stolen car. For a car. It's a possession, right? With insurance. Like, the insurance will pay the thing, and the cops, they act like it's the biggest crime in the history of the world. Mm-hmm. And it's really based on
really nothing going on there, evidence. Huh?
Yeah, officers asked Fetter to step out and confirm he was not armed. They never drew their weapons, but I'm sure he was still scared shitless. What did I do? The reason you have four cops here is your license plate is registered as a stolen license plate. Fetter was able to show documentation that proved the car was not stolen. Fetter learned that the car had been flagged by flock cameras, the scourge of the modern era. It hit her license plate readers the other day, too, an officer told Fetter at the scene. Fetter's plate, 3410 DTM. Why are we broadcasting his plate? No, I have no idea. It was misread to 34 DTM by the flock system, which led to confusion. Well, thanks a lot, flock camera. So again, they're going to explain it away. It's like, but again, we shouldn't be arresting people based on just that alone. It's absolute horseshit. One more story, and this is about an Air Force engineer, which, guy, if you're in the Army or the Air Force or any military, you're going to get double jeopardy, right? Because first the civilian people are going to nail you, then the Air Force is going to nail you. They don't care that you've already been punished. It's the only place double jeopardy exists. They will prosecute you for something else. In early April 2025, Jerry Ryan, leader of the local neighborhood watch in Harborview area of Suffolk, Virginia, noticed that one of the community's 6 flock safety cameras had been turned away from the road, and it was installed to monitor, according to the testimony of preliminary hearing. Suffolk Police Sergeant, who helps oversee the city's camera program, soon found another aimed at a wooden line. A wooden line? What's a wooden line? Is it a tree line? But by summer, entire poles were down. Some cameras were thrown from the Hampton Roads Parkway onto Interstate 664 below, where they shattered on the pavement, the sergeant testified. The tampering continued for 6 months. In October, Suffolk police arrested Jeffrey the Hero Sovereign, 41, an engineer and mechanic at U.S. Air Force. Not all heroes wear capes, as they say. According to the defense attorney, Cole Roberts, Sovereign faces 13 felony counts of destruction of property, 6 counts of petite larceny. It's a really, really skinny, small larceny. And 6 counts of possession of burglary tools. What the hell is a burglary tool? Probably a pair of wire cutters. I don't know. Bolt cutters, probably. Yeah, probably bolt cutters. I don't even know. Is it illegal to own bolt cutters in what the hell state is this again? Texas. Is it legal? Was this Texas? I don't even know. Forgot. Virginia. Is it illegal to own bolt cutters in Virginia? I don't even know.
Is it like
a local band?
That would be crazy because it's like, oh, if you have a bolt cutter, that means you're going to bolt cut something. And it's like, okay, so if you have a gun, you're going to shoot somebody. You have to use that same line of thought. Yeah. Yeah. So why do hardware stores sell them? A local vandalism case would normally stay local. This one has become a national boiling point in the ever-burgeoning fight over automated license plate readers. It's not just about license plates; it's about just monitoring people in general. People
privacy advocates across the country have donated more than $15,000 to Sovereign's legal defense in his case is unfolding in Hampton Roads, a region that holds the largest concentration of military personnel in the country, as well as more than 600 such cameras. As the late June preliminary hearing, 5th Judicial District Court Judge Nicole Belote certified all charges to the Circuit Court. WABY, Wavy, reported, that's the name of the TV station, sending the case towards a possible grand jury indictment. Probably. Flock Safety builds automated license plate recorders, solar-powered cameras that photograph every plate that passes and store the images in a searchable database for 30 days, according to Flock Safety's evidence policy. The company's software can also log a vehicle's make and color, along with identifying features such as bumper stickers. I would blur my bumper sticker. I would blur my license plate for the cameras. I would put a freaking plastic, what do you want to call it? Something that refracts all the light. You can see it in naked light, but you can't see it with a camera. That's the solution to that.
Mm-hmm.
Its network now operates in more than 6,000 communities nationwide, so they're monitoring our every move. And this one one guy got caught. These are vandalisms happening all over the country, and nobody's turning anybody in. The only way you're going to catch anybody is if law enforcement is really on the job and catching them. Because I just think I can't imagine the common citizen going, "Yay, spy on me! Draw your guns on me for a bad license plate read." Seriously. Could have happened to anyone. One letter's wrong, and you're shot in the head because the cops pulled you over in your worst day, for stealing a car that you bought. Yeah. So let's have a Clarihew for this one. Yeah.
My Clarihew, I have two for this since there was like 20 stories about it. In the shadows, a man with a lens thought he'd capture our lives, make amends, but the folks took a stand with their own fierce demand.
Right on. Hold on a second. I was writing. It's just so slow. Finally it came up. There you go. All right, one
With each
more.
smash, a cheer fills the air for freedom of movement laid bare. No more watchful spies, just a world without eyes.
I don't know if they use it. I don't know if they use it in the UK, but I did get a speeding ticket for going probably over 100 from one of their. They don't have traffic cops. They just send you a ticket.
CCTV is a very famous thing in the UK. They definitely have a police state there. You also don't have rights to not have a police state, so
the UK
doesn't have similar rights at all.
I drove from Liverpool to London. I exceeded 100 at least. 7 or 8 times. I was driving Mercedes. They really take off. So, I got one ticket, $30. Crazy, right?
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go to my culture story.
Hate it and send me the bill. I did your video, so I'll get that going for you. You don't have to play the whole thing.
Sir Anthony Hopkins is signing a record contract. This is by David Marquand on Euronews Culture. He's one of the greatest actors of his generation. He won numerous accolades for his work on stage and screen, including 2 Oscars, and happens to be a prolific painter. But that's not the only art he's good at. Now, Sir Anthony Hopkins has made an impressive career move at the tender age of 88. The acclaimed star of The Elephant Man, The Silence of the Lambs, The Remains of a Day, and The Father has just signed a recording contract with Decca Classics to release a selection of orchestral works he has written over the past 6 decades. They're going to be still releasing this music after he's got long and gone. That's a lot of music to release. Music was my first desire, my first wish, Hopkins said in a statement. I've been composing music all my life. Some of these pieces have lived with me for decades, and I still find myself returning to them. The upcoming album, titled Life is a Dream, will be conducted by Gustavo Dudamel and performed by the Philharmonia Orchestra. It has been teased by the first single, Bracken Road, released today. So if you want to listen to Anthony Hopkins' new track, Bracken Road, check it out. Inspired by my childhood memories of Margam, South Wales, it is a nostalgic musical portrait of streets, meadows, and farmland and mountains that surrounded his family home in 1940s, Decca said. Other pieces on the album include My Fatherland, inspired by traditional Welsh melodies, and compositions inspired by cinema, his wife, and his niece. Signing with Decca is an honor of a lifetime, added Hopkins. It has been a true privilege to collaborate with the distinguished Philharmonia Orchestra and the virtuoso soloist cellist Gregorio Anito, classical pianist Sergio Tiempo. My deepest gratitude and respect go to Maestro Gustavo Dudamel, whose artistry is an integral part of this musical journey. With the graceful precision of his baton, he has transformed each note with profound and indelible meaning. Indelible meaning. Creating a pictorial landscape that invites the listener to feel and imagine something uniquely personal. Laura Monks, president of Decca, said, "It's such a privilege to have great Sir Anthony Hopkins join Decca Classics. His depth of talent and classical music knowledge honed over a lifetime is a joy to celebrate with his new album." She added, "Hearing his incredible compositions come to life at the recording sessions in London with Gustavo Dudamel and the Philharmonia Orchestra was a once-in-a-lifetime experience that we're excited to bring to the world." This is not a total first for Hopkins, a self-taught composer who's been playing the piano since the age of 4. Famed Dutch violinist and conductor André Rieu released an album in 2011, which included a waltz which Hopkins had composed in 1964. Almost as old as you, this waltz, and it got released in 2011. In 2012, the actor released an album titled Composer, performed by the City of Birmingham Symphony Orchestra. The same year, Hopkins received a Classic Brit Award for Album of the Year, alongside classical stars Gareth Malone and the Military Wives Nicola Benedetti and André Rieu for his contribution to And the Waltz Goes On. He made his live music performance debut in Saudi Arabia in 2025 with Life is a Dream concert played by Britain's Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. Life is a Dream, the full album, will be released on the 21st of August, and yet again, the single is already out. If you would like to listen to Bracken Road by Anthony Hopkins, check it out. This is not a paid ad segment. I'm just making sure you got all the information, because he's 88, you know? He died tomorrow. So check out his music.
What was the name of the opera?
Life is a Dream.
All right. Luckily, that rhymes with a lot of things. That was a lot quicker than most of your cultural stories. All right. Whether here's a Clarihew. Whether it's playing Lecter or Hitchcock, Sir Anthony sure knows how to rock. But alas, opera is his music to scream, and his new opera, Life is a Dream. There you go. The last line is yes, I do have a video for you. Anthony Hopkins related. He does have a recorded history.
Okay, our next segment, and our last segment, This Day in History.
On this day, what happened? As we wrap up this week in history, July 10th. How far back we going? We're going back 1800s, 1600s, 1500s, 1500s. Oh, there we go. Oh, we're back to stinking Henry VIII again, that bastard. 1553, Lady Jane Grey, the 15-year-old great-granddaughter of Henry VII, became Queen of England. But her reign lasted only 9 days, and she was executed by Mary Tudor the following year. Yeah, Lady Jane Grey, she was a 15. So Mary Tudor, again, was known as Bloody Mary. That's the reason. What a piece of shit. 1584, William I, the hereditary stadtholders of the United Province of the Netherlands, William of Orange, right, was assassinated.
Stop.
He was William the first William of Orange, right? Not the one that took over as not the one that took over for England, right? This was just the Netherlands being one. So he was assassinated in this day in 1584. Maybe he wasn't William of Orange. He was just William I. 1609, the Catholic League was formed by Maximilian I, Duke of Bavaria, and Catholic powers of Germany. The Catholic League sounds like, hey, Superman, Aquaman. Pope Man was in the Catholic League. I don't know. He's a big P on his chest. 1871, French novelist Michael Proust, who wrote Et la Roche du Temps Perdu, In Search of Lost Time, a 7-volume novel based on his life, was born. Happy birthday to him. Born in 1871. Get him a cake. 1875, Mary McLeod Bethune, an African-American educator who is active in national African affairs as special advisor to President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, was born in Myesville, South Carolina. Mary McLeod Bethune, 1875. I wonder if she's the namesake of Bethune-Cookman College. Probably is. 1890, Wyoming admitted it as the United States 44th state for some reason. Nobody lives there to this day. Really, it's very vacant land. Was the first in the world to grant full voting rights to women in 1889. So it was admitted by the United States today. At least they gave voting rights to women in 1889 as well. Of course, probably because they didn't have enough people. Hey, we don't have people. If we let women vote, we do. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. As well as allowing them to hold public office. Wyoming also became the first state to elect a woman governor. Nellie Taylor Ross won the position in 1924. Because of these developments, Wyoming has been called the Equality State. To this day, it's called the Big Empty State. Because they get 2 senators for some damn reason, and they only got like 75 people. 1925, the Scopes trial began in Dayton, Tennessee, with William Jennings Bryant, completely wrong, arguing for the prosecution, and Clarence Darrow, completely 100% right for the defense. Like, we're going to teach science in schools, assholes, not your stupid little fables. Sorry, none of that shit has been proven by anyone. Why would we teach fake shit in schools? It makes no sense. We want an ignorant population. Yay! No, it's holding us back. Holding us back. That voodoo nonsense holds us back. 1952, the Constitution of Eritrea, prepared by the United Nations in consultation with Emperor Haile Selassie of Ethiopia, was adopted, and I think they're
Eritrea.
In 1962, Swedish engineer Nils Bohlin was issued a U.S. patent for a 3-point seatbelt for cars. 1962, a major safety innovation. It featured a strap that extended across the body in addition to the standard lap restraint. Lap restraints will just cut you in half if you stop too fast. 1965, British rock and roll band The Rolling Stones topped the U.S. charts for the first time with Dun, dun, da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Can't get no satisfaction. I can't get no satisfaction. 1973, the Bahamas gained independence from Britain within the Commonwealth, and they got some satisfaction on this day in 1973. Also getting no satisfaction in 1985 was the Greenpeace ship Rainbow Warrior was sunk by 2 bomb explosions while berthed in Auckland Harbor, New Zealand. It was later revealed that it was the French intelligence agents that were doing terrorism to civilians in another country. Way to go, France. We can't get no satisfaction out of France, that's for sure. 1991, Boris Yeltsin became the president of Russia, the only democratic elected president in the history of Russia, because he was replaced by Vlad the fascist, who basically consolidated all the power. He went busy as Boris Yeltsin was fading, his health was fading, consolidating power, kind of like Hitler did. 2015 European actor. In fact, you could probably compare Yeltsin to Hindenburg or any of the figureheads at the time. They were just fading, and in the background, the fascists were taking over. 2015 Egyptian actor Omar Sharif, who garnered international acclaim. He died in this day at the age of 83. Almost up to the age of Mr. Anthony Hopkins. I'm sorry, Sir Anthony Hopkins. He's got that suit
he's
of
not
armor.
a Sir for you. You're American.
Yeah, but Americans that crap. They always call Sir Paul McCartney Sir this and Sir that, or Lady
They really
this,
shouldn't,
lady.
Because it's not
Whatever,
under
man.
their government.
I think they should come with a suit of armor. That's what I think. Anyway, 2015 was the year Omar Sharif died. He played Lawrence of Arabia. No, he didn't. Peter O'Toole played Lawrence of Arabia. He was in Lawrence of Arabia, and he was in Dr. Zhivago. Anyway, that was he died at the age of 83. 2019, German automaker Volkswagen ended production of the Beetle. Really? The first model of which had been introduced in 1938. Of course, they were sporadically produced in the United States for years and years, but they never stopped producing the Beetle for places like Mexico. Because I know the first time I went to Mexico City, every taxi was a yellow Volkswagen Beetle. Every taxi. Yeah. That's what it was. This day in 1040, if you remember this day, in the year 1040, which somehow became the name for our tax forms in the United States. According to legend, on this day in 1040, Lady Godiva rode horseback naked through the village of Coventry to fulfill an argument with her husband, Leofric, the Earl of Mercia, a kingdom which is now England, which we know from King Arthur in the Holy Grail movie, to reduce the heavy taxes imposed to their people. It was a tax revolt. Well, isn't it always that, right? Also part of the legend, the first Peeping Tom. Ooh, Peeping Tom. Did he go blind? Oh, boobies! He said, oh, boobies. Telstar 1 was launched on this day, and it doesn't even say. Holy shit. Hey, did you know Telstar 1, the first communication satellite transmit live television signal, was launched on this day, 1962, inaugurating a new age in electronic communications. So I have never in my life been on planet Earth where there was not a satellite in the air. That's interesting. John Calvin's birthday today, I think. Yes, French Protestant reformer John Calvin, who advanced a theological, articulated institution of Christian religion that became the foundation of the Reformed Church of Presbyterianism. So John Calvin, happy birthday. He was born in 1509. Other birthdays today, 1938, Lee Morgan, American musician. 1899, John Gilbert, American actor. 1891, Rexford Guy Tugwell. I wonder if he does tug well. American economist who tugs well. And Sir, speaking of knights, Sir William Blackstone, an English jurist. What does jurist means? A judge or a constable or something. I don't know what that means. So there's your birthdays. National Day calendars. It's Collector Car Appreciation Day. Yes, sir. That's what it is, by golly. It's National Pick Blueberries Day. I love Maine blueberries. Every place else, they just don't do it for me. National Pina Colada Day. Chronic Disease Day. Smoke that chronic and get a disease. I don't know. It's National Clarihew Day. We already know that. National Kitten Day and National French Fries Day. And or as they call them in France, fries. Or as they call them in England, chips. So that's everything for today, which is your mispronunciations, your Clarihews, all of your Clarihews, and a few more to come. Your mispronunciations, your technical glitches for Friday. Oh, by the way, the train is in the station. We'll do this train in the station thing, try to make this a tradition. The train's in the station. Get all your belongings and go. Because this is going to sit here all weekend until Monday morning. This is a commuter train only. We do not run during the weekend. So that's everything for today. July 10th, 2026 on Before Pina Coladas and French Fries and Blueberries. Although it doesn't say eat the blueberries, it just says to pick them. Also, well, don't eat a kitten. Whatever you do not eat a kitten. They're not very tasty and you'll get fur all over the inside of your mouth. So let's have us Clarihew about all of that stuff I just talked about.
In Coventry's town, bold and brave, rode Godiva her people to save. On a horse she rode bare, with no shame, just a dare.
Right. Lower our taxes, or I'll do this again. Okay, we don't care. Do it again. You know, I'm just saying.
From Catholic clutches he sought to break a faith that would make the world wake. Presbyterians rise to Calvin's wise ties.
Yes, I'm a Presbyterian. I sweat. That's my religion.
Presbyterian.
Oh my God!
Did you have another one?
I'm doing dad joke because that's what you just did. But the list is so long. There it is. Anyways,
Okay.
My final Clarihew.
Oh, you have another one. Okay.
I always do three when we do Disney in history. With the flick of their years, oh sweet, they dance on their tiny little feet. In a cuddly embrace, they brighten our space.
Nice.
Little kittens. For
Lot of
International UN
rhyming.
observances, there are none today, but there is one, two, oh, there's a lot over the weekend. Tomorrow is World Population Day. That's right. Realizing the hopes and aspiration for young people today and for the future. Keep the population up because you're not going to be able to have a business if you have no workers. And also give workers rights so people actually want to have children. It's an idea. Make life easy for people to live so that they are like, hey, I should bring some more people into this and we can have a good time. Next is International Day of Reflection of Commemoration of the 1995 genocide of Srebrenica, which I was alive for, but I wasn't present for. The war that followed and the breakup of the former Yugoslavia claimed more than 100,000 lives in Bosnia and Herzegovina between 1992 and 1995, mostly of Bosnian Muslims, and replaced more than 2 million others. So let's remember to stop having genocides. When, like the one we're having right now, say fuck you. We're not killing people because of their religion anymore. We got over that shit in like the 1800s. What the fuck's going on?
Don't you understand? We're special people. We get the special land. I hate that shit. I really do. I hate the Middle East.
Also, okay. Anyways, tomorrow's
I mean,
also
I do.
World.
I hate the news.
I don't. Okay, well, the World Horse Day is also tomorrow, honoring a timeless partner, similar with wolves and dogs, right? Horses have been with humans as long as the ancient nomads of the Eurasian steppes. That's and
course,
also
of
how
course.
we got invited by the Mongols, right? All those horses. On Sunday, International Day of Combating Sand and Dust Storms. You know what causes sand and dust storms? The absence of water. So let's fight climate change, basically. It's another day for fighting climate change. One of the most intimidating sights in nature are rolling dark clouds of sand and dust that engulf everything in their path. A phenomenon that turns day into night and wreaks havoc everywhere from northern China to sub-Saharan Africa.
How do you prevent
finally,
that? The three B's, bison, beaver, and bees. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm actually not sure how you can combat it. I think we just have to change the biochemical cycles of Earth, so fighting climate change, and also, there are ways you can desertification, I guess. You can revitalize deserts, so that works too. Final day on Sunday is International Day of Hope. That's right. As we always say on Tuesday, it's not all over. There's still reasons to keep on going on. In a world facing growing unrest and widening social divisions, mostly because we just share more. I really do think the world's always been the same amount of bad. We just share more with each other about how bad it is.
Yes.
If something bad was happening in Sudan, we didn't hear about it until a month later, right? Whereas now we hear it right now, it's happening. Or
it's the what is it? It's not an oxymoron. What is it? It's ironic that ignorance is bliss, right? You're happy as hell as long as you don't know about the bad shit. Right?
Oh, yeah, constantly knowing there's somebody dying right now is very hard and stressful for our human health. So,
somebody died and it was a horrible tragedy, but that's been happening throughout history. It's been happening for other reasons, by the way, for well, one of the things we're all reversing these days is vaccinations and so forth. But the reason it was a disease, right? We couldn't stop malaria for one thing. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Hope is actually measurable. The Adult Hope Scale, AHS, developed by Snyder, is a validated instrument that separately assesses the agency and pathways components of hope.
Cool.
Building on this framework, the United Nations supported the development of Voluntary Hope Index to guide national and global progress tracking. And the research-based impact of hope is health system use. If there's less ER visits, the hope is higher. If you live longer, your hope is higher. If you have chronic illness and you can survive your chronic illness, your hope is higher. If your trauma recovery is better, you gain resilience and hope. And if your mental health is, your depression goes down, your hope is higher. So these are just the 5 different positive effects of those 5 different things you can work on, whether it's in yourself or around you, right? Making people's lives easier around you increases their hope and increases everybody's hope. So that is all our international UN observances. So don't forget to celebrate and support all of those things. Population, the genocide in Bosnia and Herzegovina, World Horse Day, International Day of Combating Sand and Dust Storms, and Day of Hope. And we will see you on Mucking Fun Day after the weekend to tell you all the news you might have missed or you should have missed, because whatever we don't do on this channel, we don't doom scroll over the weekend. Do literally anything else but open your phone. I'm begging you, please. Anything else. And we will see you on Mucking Fun Day. If you're not already following or subscribed on Before Coffee Podcast on both YouTube and Twitch, please do that, because that number going up gives us hope. For the anti-AI news, right? Real people giving you real stories with their real shitty opinions, not some Russian bot saying you need to think this so that you can vote in the next election for the guy who's going to be my next puppet leader. So thank you to all our Before Coffee supporters on Patreon for keeping the show's lights on. And we will see you. Here is our mic drop moment. A beautiful rendition from Anthony Hopkins here.
Yes.
And his black and white
whenever he starts
photo.
There comes a time in every life.
I never knew I was going to be serenaded by Anthony Hopkins today.
To leave the past behind you.
Yeah, kind of like the William Shatner.
That's new. Beyond the blue horizon lies a journey not.
I guess there's a reason you went for orchestra. Though he loves to sing, I'm sure.
To seek.
Yeah, and I think the video that should accompany this is like some kind of space video or something.
Yeah.
We could sail a million oceans.
Or like some lyrics. That would be useful.
Well, it's you can always do the most characters thing.
And I will be your
He's traveling off into the distance.
Such
He's still around at 86, so
88.
88. Sorry, he's even older than Mitch McConnell.
Especially since Mitch McConnell has stopped aging now. I would argue.
It's like, yeah, he's still alive. Can we have a speech? Oh no, he can't. Oh, okay, it's like that.
Climb the highest mountain.
This is like something you would fall asleep to, because it gives you a lot of memories or images in your brain.
But I still need you to find the way. Have faith in our tomorrow.
Oh yeah. This is nothing you're gonna play the disco I'm not even sure. Like I said, this is like accompanying to a acid trip, perhaps. But,
maybe you can listen to this on Hope Day, on Sunday, International Day of Hope.
Together, I love you.
Definitely,
Oh,
maybe.
he loves me. Look at that. Maybe he's writing this for his granddaughter or his niece.
Let us find our distance.
Did he write it or did somebody else write it?
I don't know. You sent me the video. I didn't look it up.
And I was just looking for maybe somebody singing one of his opera songs and let us each record it.
There was no opera song. It's orchestration only, so there's no opera music.
Oh, really? Huh.
No.
And in our faith,
We're sailing. We're sailing on.
We'll climb the highest mountain. Make all our dreams.
And they have a background singer anyway, singing in the background for some reason.
Yeah, and it's not AI. It's 1986.
I love you as you
Somebody
are.
remixed it. Could have been remixed.
Together, we will
I'm
find
messed up to think everything's AI now, including
And,
Goddamn.
we're
Sail.
we're all getting conditioned to be cynical.
This is real. Somebody made this. Maybe people made fun of him, and then he was like, "Fuck that! I'm just gonna stop making music." 'Cause people made fun of my very hopeful song about the future.
No, William
People made
Shatner.
fun of me.
Now he embraced the old age. Like, I'm William Shatner. What the hell? At some point, you gotta say it. Like Bob Dylan. And I did bring up Bob Dylan again. He's like, fuck you. You don't like me? Fuck you. I don't give a shit.
Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons, and follow our other channels, Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old Records.